to step 2, how to cover board with a hinge. So it's basically the same philosophy, only with a hinge. So I want this to be the top. I want it to look like top, bottom. Okay, this is just an aesthetic choice. It's what I like better. Okay, so I'm going to take this, flip it over, line it up about the same, so I have about the same amount. So I'm holding it, I'm looking at it. Looks okay to me. Okay, so this piece, as you can see, is smaller. Why is it smaller? Because it's going to have a hinge. This is tricky, and this is going to require a little bit of work on your part. So I'm lining that up, and I'm lining this other piece up like this. You'll notice there's a gap. That gap is supposed to be there. Is it supposed to be at slightly at an angle? No, those lines should have been parallel, but that's me doing a bad cutting job. Everyone messes up. So I need to trace these two pieces. So I'm holding both of them, using a lot of fingers to hold it in place. And I'm just tracing. You could do this in 2 pieces if you really wanted. Doesn't much matter as long as you get all that. So now I have that size. See? I could have traced this one too, and then just tucked this piece up in this corner and this piece down in this corner, but I decided to do it the hard way. So now I have to do the same thing I did with the first one, where I drew these lines angled inward. Angle them inward so the tabs don't leave overage in the corners. Then take my knife. I cut these lines. Again, not overthinking this, not using a ruler, not using anything but my eyes, my hands, and my basic coordination. So, have these 4 corners gone. Ruler, bone, did I take that off? Yes, I took that off. Ruler and bone folder. Scoring and creasing. Scoring. Even though I'm not using a blade, I'm still scoring here because I'm putting a line in it. You're damaging the fibers if you're not cutting them. Because we have talked about scoring in the past, and we will continue to talk about scoring. Okay, so now I take these, flip them all, and now I'm creasing them. So, I take this guy. Now, what did I say? I wanted this to be the top up here. So with that being the top, I'm going to place this like this. The top is where the little guy goes, okay? Put my glue in. Okay, so the top is where I put the little one. I'm going to line it up into my creases, and then I'm going to take the bigger one, put it down here on the bottom. With me now? With me so far? Good, great, grand, wonderful. Again, taking a piece of paper so I don't get glue all over my work surface. I'm going to do these wings. The cover flaps, the wings, the overage, whatever term you want to use for them. Technically, they're called flaps. But I'm not going to be partial. That's not going to show up on a quiz anywhere. We're going to fold these over. Remember, weak sides, short sides are your weak sides. Weak sides go in first. You will get some glue on your bone folder. You'll need to wash it off. No big. Okay. Weak sides first. Bring them all in. Strong sides next. Now, at this point, they look pretty much the same. The only difference is this one has a flap on it. So we're going to take this, and not as hard as we can, just creasing that. So I've just run it where that little gap is. That is a hinge. That's going to come in real handy when we make this into a Japanese stitched book.